Hi.
No question. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, like actually this is the first class. I'm just today I'm started the first class, so it's like a little bit difficult for me. So just I got the link for the previous class. So just I want to go to that. Then I will be in the line for this one.
Okay, don't worry. I can. There are a few more in the class right now whose class is just the second class right now. Okay, so for
Okay.
them, I was planning to give a demo or the
Okay.
first class once again. Okay, so you can attend that.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
so guys, please make a note of my email ID. So if you have any questions, you can reach out to me in this email ID. Okay, it's intuition training 2016 at gmail.com. Okay, intuition training 2016 at gmail.com. So if you have any questions, you can mail them to me. Okay. Awesome. Now that you don't have any questions, I'm going to mute all of you once again. Awesome. Now going back to this. So here we were discussing. Oh, also one small thing. I have started a recording. So regarding recordings, don't reach out to me. Whoever has sent you the link should provide you the recording. So if they haven't provided you with a recording, please send an email to them so that they'll provide you with a recording. Okay. Awesome. So we have discussed on converting the data types. What is the use case of this data type conversions, and what is the how to give a geographic role to them. We have also already explored the use of the default option. This one. Okay. Awesome. I have also shown you how to create a calculated field here. Now create group. What group does? So let's click on this one. So here it's going to list all the possible values, and if you want to group some of these values, you can group them. So for example, let's see, I'll create a group here. So you want same day and first class to be grouped together. So what you can do, you click on group, first and same day. You can do it this way. So click OK. Now it's going to display it this way, but where is it? Okay. If you observe here, there is a ship mode column here, but group is listed next to it. So if you observe here, first and same day is returned rather than first class. So let's see, where is it? Okay, ship mode. Here first class is listed, but what is listed in the ship mode of the group? First and same day, because the group definition I have given it that way. So if I need to edit it, so all those values whose values are equals to first class and same day will be grouped into this group. If you want to rename the group, click on rename, first and same. Click rename again. Go on. Okay. If you want to ungroup, click on ungroup, and everything listed as is. Okay. Now basically you have changed the definition. Okay. So first class is listed because it's not present in a group. First class is listed here. Okay. Awesome. Then let's see the split option. Before I explain to you the split option, I'll give a use case scenario. So sometimes what happens in the company is, so for example, if you observe this one, this column here, order ID, here he has given a code, most probably a country code or a state code. Next to it, the state is listed, and then you have this is the actual order ID, 150630. This is the actual order ID. So if you want to, if you think this is three different pieces of information, you click and create a split. So now what it did, it basically made three new columns: split 1, split 2, split 3. In the first split, it took the two characters, and then, so let me arrange it first. It is okay. I think it will be clear for you. Okay. Observe these columns. So CA is listed here, CA is listed here. 2013, 2013, 152, 156, 152, 156. So basically, by taking this hyphen or dash as the splitting element between different values, I was able to split this column into three different columns. Okay. Similarly, for this one, product ID, if you observe FUR BO, then you have a number. So let's see that. One moment. Okay. Category furniture. So for furniture, he's writing as FUR. So wherever, so this one, these two are furnitures, right? So let's see that. Where is it? Oops, sorry. Order ID, customer. Okay. Product ID. Okay. In product ID, the first three letters, FUR. FUR means furnitures. Furniture is a category. Okay. So he is taking first three letters from the category or category code. Then BO. BO means earlier we had a category, right? This is subcategory. For subcategory bookcases, BO is written. For chairs, CH. BO, CH. And this is the actual product ID. So if you think, you can do a split or also a custom split. Here, okay, split. Basically, because of the split, you have divided this into three columns, or you can also define it based on a custom split. So if you think there is a separate operator other than dash, you can also use some elements like this, 1. So wherever 1 is listed, it's going to divide the element over there. Yeah. I can give a semicolon. Okay. There are multiple other options also. So split first one column. So basically, had I given a hyphen, so now it's going to give two columns. Okay. FUR is one column and BO dash blah blah is other column. Click OK. So it basically created this one. Let me remove this. Those were custom columns. That's why I was able to delete it. This is not a custom column, hence I cannot delete it. I can only hide it. Okay, now coming back to our original question. Let me remove this. I don't want to confuse you. Okay. Now, if I click on custom split and give a hyphen, it's going to divide only first element. Click OK. Only first element is shown here. A custom split hyphen. If you want to see the last, click OK. Split 2 and last element is being divided. Okay. So the use cases can vary accordingly. So if there was no product category, so imagine you just have product ID and you don't have this column. Okay. And what would you do if you want to rate them according to the categories? You could have split them so that they have each code uniquely. And from this, you'll be able to plot or make your analysis. Okay. Awesome. I'm going to delete them. Before that, I'm unmuting all of you. Any questions? Okay,
Hi,
Sarita, you have
Shiva.
asked me. Yeah, Sarita asked me a question. She basically asked me, can we do a custom split? Sarita, I think I just explained that to you. Okay. We can also create calculated fields and extract it. Okay. Something like first two characters only, first three characters only can also be done. Okay. We're going to explore that more while we're discussing calculated fields option. Okay. Alavi, you're asking me a question.
Yeah, hi. Uh,
Hi, Nava.
Ash,
Um,
like
Michael,
in case, hello?
just, yeah, go ahead. I was getting
Yeah.
some noise from Michael. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, can we divide the product name with space and dash? Like in case if a customer name is like full name with first name and last name, and if we want to divide, then we can use the space.
Okay. With the
Mm.
space, I was able to do it. I could have also done it. Let me delete this. Could have done a split and automatically it takes care. Okay.
Okay.
Awesome. Any
Shiva,
other
this is Sharan.
questions? Hi, Sharon.
So, is there any sample file like this so that you can share it with us if you want to
Okay.
practice with that?
Did you install Tableau desktop?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. So whenever you click on open, so by
Mm-hmm.
default, this will be the view. Click on
Okay.
Excel. It's going
Okay.
to point you out to my Tableau repository. Okay. It will be available in my documents.
Okay.
Okay. This is a very important folder. Open
Mm-hmm.
that under data sources. Based on the version that you have, it will be listed. The sample file will be listed or available with you. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Perfect, guys. I'm muting again. Michael, you don't have any questions, right?
No, I don't. Can you
Okay.
hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
I have muted all of you again. Okay, awesome. Now we were exploring different options in here. We have seen all of these. Rename, copy, hide, alias, create calculated field, create group, split, custom split, and display. So let me give you one more use case of alias, okay? So sometimes what happens is that in most of the cases, you will get data not just from one source, but more than one source, okay? So imagine there is gender information, okay? Like male, female, unknown kind of. So in your data source one or DS1, it's listed as male, female, and unknown. And in DS2, male is listed as 1, 2, so 0. You have DS3, 1, 0. This is null, blank, okay? So now if you want to do analysis including these three files, but the actual data that's listed here is different. You know that 1 means male, but Tableau doesn't know that. So what you need to do, basically, so that Tableau will be able to adjust, you have to replace this 1 with a known value, okay? So then we use a calculated field, or we can use an alias to change the value of 1. So wherever 1 is present, it's going to change it. Okay, awesome. Coming back to this, so we have already explored all of these options. So this is show alias option. So similar to not show alias, okay? Let me do it like this. Alias. So say I'll take Emily Burns. Just a moment. Emily Burns. Where is it? Emily Burns. So instead of Emily Burns, let me write Alfred. Alfred Burns. Click OK. So now Alfred Burns is being shown. If I had unchecked this, Emily Burns is going to be shown. This is the original data, right? You're previewing the actual data. So that is the reason you can see that. Okay. Vasu, I'll unmute in a moment. Okay. So then we have seen these two options. We have seen these three options. Now let's talk about this. This is nothing but sorting your fields. So how do you want to sort your preview fields? So that's what will be listed here. Data source order, you're already aware of that. However, it is coming from the data source, it's going to list like that. A to Z ascending, Z to A ascending, I don't think I need to explain these two options. Now you have one more option here, per table. So A to Z ascending per table, Z to A descending per table. So here, what is per table? So per table means for each table, okay? Your data can come from more than one data source, okay? So if your data is coming from more than one data source and especially more than one table, you can arrange the data according to per table, okay? That's the reason, that's the difference between these two options. Finally, let's talk about these two. Yesterday I have given a brief info about these two, live and extract. So what does live and extract mean? So basically, now that this is the data connection page, right? So on the connection, you have two options, live and extract. So live means whenever your data gets modified, your dashboard also gets modified. Now there might be some latency or lag. Okay, that means once your data is modified, it might take a minute or two to get modified. Okay, but there is a second option, extract. What this option will do is that it's going to save all of this data. Okay, it's going to save all of this data and create a copy of it. So unless you modify this copy, local copy that you have, your data on the dashboard will not be reflected. Okay, are you clear? Extract. So it extract means it's going to download everything and save it as a local file. Okay, awesome. I'm unmuting all of you. Vasu, go ahead.
Yes, so before going to this, so in previous topic, so you said product names, product ID, right? So what
Yeah.
if first two characters are not there and it will start from the next two, like subcategory and the product ID or the order ID? So how do you differentiate between the category or the subcategory?
Okay. I'm sorry.
So
Actually, I
here,
did
say
not.
suppose, yeah, say suppose if you take order ID, okay.
Okay. Order ID. 1 minute. Okay. Order ID is
Yeah, you
there.
can
Yeah.
take, yeah, order ID is there. So instead of having CA,
Mm-hmm.
okay, so I used to get it directly as 2011
Okay.
hyphen 162775. Okay, so if I do a
Okay.
split, so CA will be get separated in one column and all 2011 or something like that will be a separate column. Altogether, it's three columns.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, so what if I don't have a CA in my data? So how do you get that? So first column will be 2011 will be in first row or it starts from second and third?
So when CA is not there, that means, are you saying for some of the elements CA is not there, or are you saying like CA is not there for all the elements?
No, only for a few elements.
Okay, only for few elements. So then what will happen is that 2011 will be first row. Okay, this will be your second row, and in the third row it will be 1. Okay,
Okay, but that is not correct, right? So first one should be CA, right?
so that is how your data is present. Okay, so in a scenario like this, what we'll do is, to have more control on the data, we create a calculated field. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
by using a calculated field, we explicitly split it. It gives a formula. Okay, this is how you have to split it. It should be between these characters only. We can define it like that. Okay, by creating a calculated field, you will have more control on the data selection. Okay,
Okay.
So, Shiva,
yeah, go ahead.
Shiva, as you just told him that if there is no region name, you just put up a custom field, right?
Yes.
So, um, so is there a possibility that any order ID would come up without the region name?
That depends upon the data quality. If the data quality you have is good, okay, one moment. Vasu, I'm muting you. Okay, that depends upon the quality of your data. So if the data quality is good, then you don't need to, like worry about a lot of mistakes in your calculated fields and things like that. But
Okay.
if your data quality is bad, then yes, you might get some without the area codes and some without the years. There can be a lot of nulls and so on. Okay.
So we need to do it manual. We need to correct it manually. So Tableau doesn't automatically correct it.
No, Tableau cannot correct it automatically. It can do a little bit of data modulation or data modifications. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But
Okay.
on the whole, it cannot do it. Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Awesome. So assuming everyone's clear, let's move forward again. So here I have explained till the live and extract options. One moment. Here it's going to list all the possible data connections that you have. Okay. So in this case, so let's see. I have created a join between orders and returns in, say, ORD returns. In this connection, this is nothing but the connection name. Okay. It's coming from Excel, so connected to Excel. So in this, orders and returns are joined. In the other one, information from just orders table is there. So basically this is one data connection, that is another data connection. Here it's going to list all of them. If you want to close something, you can close it from here, or you can close it from here. Data connection. All open sheets using the old ORD returns data source will be deleted when you close the data source. If you're fine with that, click OK. If not, cancel. Okay. Also, if we click on extract, it's going to try and extract all the information possible. So we can also define what are the elements of extract here. Just a moment. Yes, sorry, just give me a moment. Okay, awesome. Here, this one has this information, and I have just created an extract. Extract basically creates a local file. This is, if you observe here, import your data into Tableau's fast data engine. Basically, it's going to import the data. You can give some filters for the data also. by clicking on edit. These are all the possible options. First, before I say this, we have one more filters pane here. Let's discuss this. After that, we'll go here. Okay. Click on add. So here, because there are no filters right now, 0 is being shown. If you want to add more, click on add. Right now, no filters are there, so no information is being shown. If you want to add, click add. So these are all the possible columns in your database or that's coming from your data source, and also any calculated field that you might have created. Calculation 1 is a calculated field that you created. What is the definition of calculation 1? Let's see. So here, by clicking on edit, you're saying 0 null of sales. So this is a calculation that I have created. Okay, don't worry if you're not understanding the calculation exactly. Here, this is the calculation. Basically, I'm saying split this column for the third dash. Okay, like that. So here I have given a definition, right? This definition can always be modified. So for example, if I need to extract the year out of order date, sorry, create calculated field, year out of order date. Simple, right? Click OK. Now it's stored as a number, converting it to a string. Okay, awesome. Now if you want to place a filter on this column, click on add. Calculation 2 was this name, right? So here, these are all the possible values present. You have more options also. Here it's going to list all the possible values. You can select from the list here. You can create a custom value list. Okay. So imagine you have like thousands of names, or if you want to say select customer name. Okay. There are so many names and you don't want to, like right now you have 500 names and it's hard to scroll through this. But sometimes what happens is that you might have a million names. Okay, it's possible. It's definitely possible because for the current data that I'm using, it has more than 1 billion rows. Okay, B with a billion with a B. Okay, B as in beta. Okay, so that means it's definitely possible, and in 1 billion values, it's really hard to search. So you can go and create a custom value list. You can simply create it something like 2011. 2011 information is not there. No, 2012. So basically from here you can search. So let's try Guy Fornelli. So Guy, this option was there, so I have selected it. So here it's going to list all the values that you have selected. Here, if you want to use all of them, like no filter, use all. Select from the list. So right now, selected 1 out of 793 values. If you want to use all, selection is all. Okay. Observe that. You can also select all of them from here and unselect few of them like this, or you can select none of them and select few of them. You can also exclude them. So if you want to exclude these 3 values, click on exclude, or you can select all of them and deselect these 3. Okay. Now there is a little bit difference between doing it this way to eliminate these 3 values or doing it this way. We'll talk about this in a moment. Since few of you has raised questions, I'm going to unmute you. Go ahead and speak.
Shiva, can you explain the exact difference between live and extract?
Okay. Sorry, who was that?
Vasu.
Okay. Vasu, I'm actually getting a lot of noise. Just letting you know. Okay. So live and extract, basically with the live connection, if your data gets modified, your dashboard gets modified. So imagine a scenario where you have like 1 million rows and your data gets modified, like say 10 records every hour, okay? Do you want to update 10 records? Like basically it's up to your business requirement. If you want to do it, you can do it. If you don't want to do it, what you can do, you can create an extract. The advantage of creating an extract is that Tableau optimizes the file and creates an extract, okay? That means it's going to give indexes, it's going to save this information in RAM, in the cache. So saving this as a cached information or saving it in the RAM will give you a boost for the performance rather than connecting, okay? Are you clear on that, Vasu?
Okay, I mean, is it going to be in RAM or it's going to be saved in the data server?
It's going to be saved in the Tableau server. You can save this extract anywhere you want, but basic idea is that this will be optimized, okay?
Okay.
Awesome. Now there is a scenario where your extract will be a little bit slow to the live connection. Some of these instances are, imagine you have like 1 billion rows or anything more than 5 million rows. Having it connected from a data connection or data server is faster than compared to connecting to an extract, okay? So extract will be a little slow if you have say 50 million rows, okay? Anything more than 50 million rows, connecting to the data server will be faster compared to connecting through an extract, okay?
Okay, fine. One more question. Yeah, I mean, is it better to create a calculation field at a data source level or at a dashboard level?
Data source level as in, do you mean to say database
I
or
mean,
here?
data source level means the one which you have created just now.
Okay, it doesn't make a difference. Both are same.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay,
awesome.
thank
But if you have more data, creating a calculated field on the data server is preferable, okay?
you.
Awesome. Okay, any other questions, guys?
Shiva, I have one more question. I have one question. Uh, for the extract, like, so when we extract the data and when the user generates a report, so it won't, I mean, like, we won't get the updated data, right? The report won't be getting with the updated data, right?
Can you please repeat that once again? I'm sorry.
I mean, like, if we built a dashboard with the extracted data, so whenever the
Yeah.
user runs the report for the next day or the,
Mm-hmm,
so
mm-hmm.
we won't get the
So
updated.
there are two options for that. We can click on refresh to update the data, or the user can do a manual refresh,
Okay.
or the next option is we can have something called a scheduled refresh, okay? That means you can schedule for any refresh to happen. So something like every morning 4:30 a.m. have a refresh of your data. You can set it up like that. This scheduled refresh, you can do it while you're publishing on Tableau server, or basically while you're publishing onto the server or from the server, okay? Clear, Sandeep?
Shiva,
Yeah.
yeah, Shiva, this is Sunil here. I just have a small question. When we are saying like extract data, let's say you are updating you have taken live data and you are doing something parallelly at the back end. If somebody who is working on that and they are updating the database, that time we will not be having an accurate data, right? So at that time
So
somebody will be
whenever we
will
are
they
pulling
log.
the data, we'll have no lock. No lock.
So how
This is
do
the
we know?
critical thing.
Yeah, how do we know whether this is the exact data that we have in server?
Okay, so for that, if we connect to a live connection, okay, connect to a live connection, and with a lag of generally 2 to 5 minutes, your data gets refreshed. It basically depends upon how you set up the data and which database server that you are connecting your data to. Okay, so imagine if you are connecting to Excel with 5,000 rows, okay, and if you update the data over there, then it's going to reflect it in your Tableau desktop in like less than 2 minutes, okay, maximum of 3 minutes. But imagine a scenario where you have a server like say IBM DB2, okay. Right now we are using IBM DB2 with nearly 1.1 billion rows, okay. So if the data gets modified over there, it even if it's a live connection, it doesn't get refreshed for at least 25 minutes, okay, on Tableau desktop. So for that, what we can do is we can use something like as a time-stamped data, okay. So basically something like we can create a calculated field with modified date on the table listed here, and whenever the query runs, it's going to pull the last updated date. So from that, you'll know how far it is from the actual date, okay. Clear?
Yes, sure. Yeah, yes, sure.
Awesome. Any other questions, guys? Anything? I know it's last 10 minutes. That's why any other questions, not just related to what we have discussed, but any.
Shiva, in the practice, I just copied. Let's say, can you copy that postal code here all in the bottom, the dash?
Okay.
So, what is the purpose? It's only to have in Notepad, or I mean, it's to have that data in local machine.
Yes,
Is there
basically
any?
sometimes what happens is sometimes you can download. So if the performance is bad, okay, then what you can do is you can take this data and run the query against this data in the database server directly, okay. Then you will know, is the problem with Tableau or is the problem with the query that you have built?
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. That's going to be my next question. You answered that before itself. Because I just want to, like, I want to copy that in my local system, and so whatever I have in Tableau, I can even compare. I can do a comparison, right?
Yes, you can do it a comparison. Okay, awesome. So let's end this with discussing these options. So here is these options, filter details are similar to these options. So let's create a calculated field on category, okay? And I want only furniture and office supplies listed. Click OK, click OK. Now under category, where is this? Okay, category, because I have placed the filter on office supplies and furniture, only that information will be shown. Now one is listed here because there is one filter present right now. Clicking on edit would list this category, and what is the detail? Keeps furniture and office supplies. If you want to edit it, click on edit. If you want to remove, click remove. If you want to place one more filter, click on add. Okay. Now there is a little bit difference in creating the filter here and creating the filter one on these worksheets. The major difference is that by creating a filter here, this is called a data source filter. That means data will be filtered on the data source level. So that means this is the data that's filtered here goes to these worksheets. So basically limiting the data here would limit the data in each and every single worksheet. Okay. It's not individual worksheets anymore. You're for the whole workbook, you're limiting the data access. Okay. So, oops, sorry. Let me go to the other one. Let's see. No, don't worry about this. Okay. Okay, I'm using a live connection for this data source. Let's see the categories. Okay, right now you have only these two categories listed, furniture and office supplies. Why? Because there is one filter present right now which will keep furniture and office supplies. Click on edit. This is the option. Now there is a little bit difference that I have already pointed out earlier, doing it this way or doing it this way. Now this one will eliminate technology, while this one will select furniture and office supplies. Now the difference between these two options is that, imagine in the future that your data gets updated and there's a fourth category, electronics. Okay, if you place the filter this way, electronics information will not be selected, but if you placed it this way, electronics information will be selected. Okay, that's the difference between doing it this way and doing it this way. Okay, awesome. Here it's going to list it. Extract. Okay, this is going to be the same as these options. Remove. Blah. So first this filter will be applied. Once this filter is applied, then it goes to this filter section. Now clicking on add will list the same options as you had seen earlier here. Okay, same options. Now I'll say why you will use an extract and why do you create some filters in a moment. Then you have aggregation. So selecting this, basically what it will do is, for any report, like performance and accuracy are one of the most important features that we take care of. Okay, performance should be as good as possible, and accuracy is the topmost feature that we look for in a report. If it's not accurate and if it's fast, then there's no point. If it's slow and accurate, you can't generate anything out of it, then there is no point. Okay, so we need performance. Like, we give importance to the performance a lot. To have the best level of performance, we need to aggregate the data to the highest level possible. So that imagine a scenario where you're at your house and you need to withdraw $10. Is it better to have one $10 note or collecting 1,001 cents? It's better to have one $10 note, right? So that's where aggregation comes into the picture. Okay, aggregation helps you to aggregate to the level that you require. So if it's for dates, you can also roll the information to year, quarter, month, or day level if you need it. Now then we have number of rows here, all rows, top rows. Okay, we also have more options here, incremental refresh or not. Here what number of rows does is, right now if you want to see all rows or top, say 500 rows. Now the reason why we use this option especially is that sometimes what happens, like you need to generate a report on an ad hoc basis. That means like you generate a report on the go. Okay, so you don't want to waste time or spend more time for the data to be loaded or anything like that. You want to see how it looks, a sample kind of. So instead of working with a million rows, you can work with say 10,000 rows and get an idea of how it's going to look like. And once everything is clear, you can update the data. Okay, that's the reason for this option, top 500 rows or top rows. Okay, so these are the options present. Any questions, guys?
Shiva, can you go back to the edit tab? Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, what is the exact difference between the first, I mean, the aggregate data for visible dimensions and roll up dates to year, quarter, or month, whatever it may be? So what exactly,
So
when?
basically, Okay, visible dimensions means basically, so for example, if you're only using this information, furniture, so category versus sales information, the data is aggregated to the category level. Now, granular data will not be saved. That means each order ID information will not be saved. It doesn't, you don't need that.
Correct.
So that's what it meant by aggregating.
Correct.
So
Yeah.
similarly, especially for the dates is a special case. Like dates are treated separately. We can go through why dates are different compared to other dimensions or measures in the later classes or in the next class. Okay, but dates are very different because you can do a lot of different analysis on dates. So that's why you have a special case for dates. Okay, now if it's something like this, roll up dates today and visible dimensions. Now it's going to aggregate the data by date. One moment. Okay, now it's going to update the data. All of this data will be saved to the date level. It doesn't need to save a lot of internal information. Here it's creating an extract because I have changed the option here. So it's creating the extract again. Okay. Now the answer that you're getting is same, but internally this will be faster compared to the earlier scenario. Why? Because all the data is already aggregated to the highest level that's required. Okay. Awesome.
Okay.
Any other questions, guys? Okay, did you understand? Did you not understand?
No, I didn't understand the second part, Shiva. Roll up at
Which one? Which one? The dates?
yes.
So, okay, for example, in this scenario, all the sales information will be aggregated to this level in your internal memory, okay, in memory, okay, but you are right now not just updating to this level, but rather, let's see, one moment. You are updating to this level, okay, so this information will be saved. So Jan 8, 29 for office supplies will be saved rather than complete office supplies 1 million or whatever. Like instead of saving office supplies 719047, January 8, 2011 office supplies 29, January 9, 2011 office supplies 308. Like individual values to the per day level will be saved. Okay.
Okay, but what I mean, even if you are not mentioning the option, so it will work like that only, right? So any
But
report
you have,
does the same thing.
but no, it's going to create the data. That means you have the granular data. It's going to aggregate the data from there on. Okay, one moment. Okay, now if you observe here clearly, the year right now I had rolled up the data to the year level, right? So information will be saved to the year level. So basically this one, even if um, let me show you the actual data. Oops, sorry. So if you observe this one, instead of showing actual data, let me show this to you. So in the ship date 1/1/2013, you have sales information of $228,000. Now this value was not there in your data. Why is this information present right now? It has basically calculated this value for furniture for this year. What is the sales value? Why year value only? Because I have selected year here. Roll up dates to year. Had I not selected this, click OK. Now see the dates it's present in. Each individual date is listed here.
Yeah, yeah.
Technology. Okay, but if I had selected to update it to the year level, it's going to, so for example, all the 2013 information for this category, so there can only be 1 year in ship date and 1 year in category, sorry, one type of category. Okay, that's where your aggregation happens.
Okay, so nothing but it's getting grouped at a data source level itself.
Yes.
Okay.
The reason why it's helpful or useful is that this will be faster compared to having individual data and adding it again. Okay.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Awesome. Any other questions, guys? Awesome. So let's continue the session on Thursday. Okay. There won't be any class on Wednesday. Going forward also, there will be no classes on Wednesdays. This is so that you guys can have a day off and practice on Wednesday. Okay.
Okay, Shiva, I mean, if you don't mind, I mean, I have gone through the last two sessions, so I had listed few questions. So, shall we go ahead?
Okay, one moment.
Yeah.
Then, guys, we are just discussing the doubts right now. If you want, you can leave. That's up to you. Okay. Awesome. If you want, you can leave. Or do you have any questions? Okay. Awesome. Have a good day, guys. Go ahead.
Okay. I mean, can you come out to the data source?
Yeah.
Yeah. Say suppose I have orders here, people returns. Okay, so these are the tables coming from my database. Say suppose. Okay,
Yeah.
and on top of this, I had created 50 reports.
Okay.
Okay, so in some real-time scenarios, so sometimes this table may get replaced with other table. Okay, down the line, say suppose after 2 3 years, or in between, if they want to upgrade from one database to other database, so they might replace that existing table name with the other table name, but the columns will remain as stays. Okay,
So
so
let's
in this
say
case,
instead of orders, you're saying basically in this case orders. And basically I constructed a view on orders information. So let me modify this to say customer. Okay. I'm
okay,
saving this information. You're saying this table name will change sometimes, right?
yeah,
That's what you're saying, right?
yes,
Now let me go here. Click on refresh. Now it's going to give an error here. Now, if you want to edit the connection, here orders is listed, and right now these are the current tables that you have. So select this, drag and drop it onto that, not on side, onto that.
okay.
Okay. Now your information will be replaced. Okay.
Oh, okay. What if the columns are not same? Say suppose some of the columns has been appended to the new table. So in that case, will it work?
Say, instead of category, let me modify a name. Category. Okay. Instead of category, say, okay, I just mentioned as CAT cat. So let me refresh this. Now it's going to give an error here under category. what you can do, replace references, and you can select the new column. Click OK. Okay. Now cat will replace category wherever, for all the places that category is being used in the workbook. Okay. But if you want to just replace in one instance, select and drag and drop it on top, not on the side here or anywhere else, on top of that. Okay. This
Okay.
way you are only replacing it in just one place.
Okay.
Okay.
So, yeah. So we are doing only for one dashboard. Okay. What if I'm having 50 or 100 dashboards? So I cannot go each and every dashboard and I cannot do it, right?
No. What I am doing is for the whole workbook. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That means if there are 50 dashboards in this workbook, 50 dashboards will be updated in the workbook.
No, and it's a complete different workbook, you can say. In that case,
I think manual repointing needs to be done if it is in different workbooks, right?
Okay, generally that doesn't happen, but if that does happen, you can do it with tab admin commands. Okay.
okay.
Yeah.
It does happen, Shiva. We cannot say that it doesn't happen.
No, it will happen. Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, because in my situations, a database pointing to SQL Server was migrated to Oracle.
Okay.
So the same situation, like table names have got changed and the columns got appended, or the column names have been had new names. So this is a common thing that happens.
Yes, but you don't create generally like 50 dashboards.
No, I mean, no, Shiva. I mean, it depends. I mean, down the line, say suppose if you after 3-4 years, say you have come across the same situation. So in that case, you have to do it right. Maybe I just said 50 reports, but later on you can say 500 reports.
I mean, it's
Yeah,
good
you
to
can do
know.
it with tab admin commands.
Okay.
Yeah, I think even after doing with the tab admin commands, there's a lot of regression testing around all those 50 workbooks or dashboards.
Definitely. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, that we cannot avoid. It won't
Yeah,
be
you don't need
seamless.
to do any regression if you're, like downloading it and updating it here. Not all the time. It's better to, it's always better to test. But
Yeah.
I do, in my experience, not a lot of things change.
Oh, that's really nice if you haven't experienced, but I experienced a lot.
No,
Yeah,
this
me too.
happens. There will be modifications,
Yeah.
but not a lot. If you download it and replace it.
Okay.
The major advantage of Tableau compared to other software is this only. So if I need to migrate it from dev to, for example, if I need to migrate from dev to say
QA.
product server, you can do it from directly here itself. You don't need to recreate the whole dashboard or anything like that. You can simply migrate it. In fact, you can also open this as a notepad file, the Tableau workbook as a notepad file, and replace the references over there.
Okay.
That's one of the advantages.
Nice.
Okay, anyway. Yeah, any other questions?
Yeah, coming to Tableau Online, so you said that it has been located on the cloud, right?
Yes.
And this has been supported by Tableau.
Yeah.
Okay, so right now, I mean, I'm creating something in my local copy, local machine, and then I'm publishing.
Okay.
Okay, so the servers which I have exported or the published, so will it the same as that of the servers which Tableau guys are supporting?
I did not understand. Did someone? Yeah, I did not understand your
Okay.
question.
No, say suppose you have created this dashboard, okay, and this, at the moment this is stored in your local machine until unless you publish it.
Yes.
Okay, so you have published it and users are going to see. Okay, and similarly, you said that this Tableau online is on the cloud. Means that Tableau people are going to support all the servers.
Yes.
Okay. So here my question is, you are storing storing the data in your
No.
location.
When you are using Tableau online, you're going to put this data on the cloud. That means you're going to create an extract, save it as a Tableau data extract file, and then put that file onto Tableau online. Okay. So if
Okay.
you're putting the data on, if you're publishing a dashboard on Tableau online, they just need to support Tableau data extract, that format. They don't need to support, like Microsoft SQL Server on Tableau online, because that's not needed. You don't connect to Microsoft SQL Server directly from Tableau online.
Okay.
Okay, so that is the reason. So your question was basically, how does can Tableau support all the servers that's listed, right?
Okay. Yeah. In addition to that, so what is the performance? I mean, which is better compared with the server or in the cloud?
That depends upon the amount of data that you have.
No, it's the same
And
dashboard, same data, same thing. Nothing has
yes,
been.
same data, but if it's like 5 million rows or 50 million rows, if it's less than 50 million rows, then your Tableau data extract is faster compared to a live connection. If it's 500 million rows, connecting it live to the database server is faster.
No, Shiva, that's fine. My question here is, okay, I have a dashboard. Okay, so if you save the existing dashboard which you have created and saved it, suppose I have 1 billion records. Okay,
Okay.
and the same thing has been published into cloud, or you can say online, or the same dashboard has been opened through online.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have opened a Tableau through online and I got some certain time. Say suppose you can
Yes.
say 15 minutes or something, for
Yeah.
example. And the same dashboard, if you open through the desktop, so you got some 20 minutes or 10 minutes. Okay, so I don't know exactly which is more
You want to compare Tableau server with Tableau desktop?
No, he's trying to compare with online and server,
online.
right?
Yeah,
Okay, so online and server, basically, if you're using server, okay, you have two options. You can connect to data live, or you can connect to the data as a Tableau data extract. Okay, so if you are connecting live, then the amount of data comes into the picture. But if you are connecting as a Tableau data extract in both Tableau server and Tableau online, then both the times will be comparable. There won't be a lot of difference. Okay.
Okay.
In fact, if you basically they have what Tableau online is not, it's nothing but a generic solution. Okay. So something that's optimized for Tableau to use, but that's not the best for your conditions. Okay. So if your Tableau server is optimized for just to support yours, okay, then your Tableau server will be faster compared to Tableau online. But if you have not optimized your Tableau server well, Tableau online will be faster.
Okay.
So that's the question, right? Which is faster? When will which be faster? So in an ideal case, generally both of them will be will have comparable speeds. Okay.
Okay. I mean, the reason is, I mean, if you are going for any web URL or cloud based, so I mean, based on my experience, so the reports which are viewing through cloud will take time compared with the.
Yes, that's definitely true. But what happens in Tableau scenario is you don't export the data to you. They will not export the data to you. What they does is they basically do the data crunching, all those things, and then they simply give you an UL. Okay.
Okay.
That is the reason And also you put your data on as a Tableau data extract, right? It's already optimized for Tableau to use.
Yeah.
Okay. Whenever you run a query against it, most of it will be optimized, and all the data crunching will be taken care by the Tableau servers, not yours.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So because it's taken care of by them, and they'll simply present the UI to you, you don't need to care much about that because it's going to be comparable. They have like very humongous servers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Actually, maybe the price is some revision status generally.
Okay, any other questions?
Accessibility. That's my
Yes. So one more last question. Can you go to the spreadsheet, source
So
spreadsheet?
again, last question and the price is different.
Yeah. Say suppose I mean I see in some of the reports like they have put some comments before row number 1, like this is so and so report, something like that.
Okay.
Okay, so this is my source information, and I want to exclude the first one or two rows or whatever it may be, and I want to take only starting from order date.
Okay.
Okay,
So
but I see in
what
9.3 we have a Interpret Explorer something is the option, is there, right?
it's also available in 9. Yeah.
I didn't see that. Yeah.
Tableau data interpreter.
Yeah, data interpreter, correct. So with
Yes.
that option, we are going to exclude all the things.
Yes.
But here in this version, 9 version, 9.1.
If your data is a little bit, it's not correct, and you're connecting through Tableau to a file, basically, say to Excel or to a flat file, then you can see that option. Okay.
Okay. But see, I mean, some other reports are generating a report, and it contains headers or something like user prompt values, something like that. So I want to exclude all those things. I mean, every time I cannot go and delete all the file, right? So
You
every
don't
time
need to delete the file. There are two options. You can actually do it directly from here with the Tableau data interpreter, or there is a plugin or add-on for your Tableau for your Excel. Okay. So once you set it up over there, you can define some rules in that.
okay. But here I didn't see that data interpreter, Shiva, in the screen which you are showing just now.
Because the data is clear in this case,
Mhm.
I didn't need to use Tableau data interpreter here.
Okay, but at least you will be showing that ID, right? I mean that, sorry, that option.
No, it will not show. The reshaping, okay. If my data is screwed a little bit, then only it's going to show. Okay.
Okay, can
If
you,
not, then it will not show.
yeah, if you don't mind, can you include one row above the row number 1? Yeah, just say something like test report or something. Make some comment.
Right. I don't want to screw this actual file.
Okay, you can rename. Yeah. Just put some comments. Okay.
You have this option, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
By
Yeah.
clicking on turn on, it's let's see what happens. Okay. Automatically it adjusted accordingly.
Okay.
If you want to review results, So here it basically defines everything. Okay. So for
Okay.
this customer, this is basically what is red color. Everything will be shown here. Data is interpreted as column headers, as values, and so on. Okay.
Okay.
Awesome.
Okay. And
Any other
that's it
questions,
from my
guys?
side. Oh, that's it.
Awesome.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. If you don't have any other questions, everyone else, I'll close the session for today.
Thank you.
Fine. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
We're going to meet again on Thursday.
Yes.
Thank you.